Comparing Buhari to Awolowo, Azikiwe, Mischievous, Afenifere blast Adesina. Welcome to the news. And thank you for tuning to listen. Please listen to the end. The Pan-Yoruba socio-cultural group Afenifere has blasted the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, for comparing President Muhammadu Buhari to Femi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and other greats. Adesina, in his article titled "The Essential Buhari Vice President Osinbajo Got It," said, "I am old enough to have seen our colorful and even swashbuckling politicians in action. I have seen the great Femi Awolowo, the charismatic Nnamdi Azikiwe Zik of Africa, Shehu Shagari, Aminu Kano, MKO Abiola, Bashar Tofa, and many others in action. But I have not seen anyone with the kind of attraction, magnetic pull that Muhammad Buhari has. And that is round the country, north and south. People swarm around him as bees do to honey. I have been round the country with the president. I have also been to several countries of the world with him. I have not seen any other Nigerian leader past or present with this kind of allure, pull, fascination, magnetism. And that is why Vice President Osinbajo is right to have described him as popularly, I beg your pardon, possibly the most popular Nigerian politician that we ever had in this generation. But Afenifere, in a statement on Friday issued by its spokesman Jairi Ajayi, said, comparing President Buhari to Chief Femi Awolowo and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, therefore, is not only mistaken, it is mischievous to say the least. The group said Awolowo was a Nigerian nationalist, political leader, writer, and a principal participant in the country's struggle for independence, as he was famed, I beg your pardon, as the president who never ruled Nigeria. Nnamdi Benjamin Azikiwe, PC, usually referred to as Zik, was a Nigerian statesman and political leader who served as the first president of Nigeria from 1963 to 1966. Considered the driving force behind the nation's independence, he came to be known as the father of Nigerian nationalism. Afenifere said there is no way Buhari could be compared to these great men and founding fathers of Nigeria. The group said for sure, for various reasons, a person occupying a leadership position is always an attraction anywhere in the world. He argued that to use the instances cited by Adesina to gauge the popularity of the president, we can say that those who met him at the airport on his arrival from a medical trip could be in 3 or more categories. Those who genuinely wished him well and were happy to see him back, those who were there to be really sure that the rumor of his death they had was not true, and those who always go to any place that people gather, especially when or where a leading figure is or will be present. To use the crowd that gathered where President Buhari is not only a measure of his propriety is erroneous. Admittedly, crowd pulling can be an indicator of popularity, but this is not likely now given the level of mistrust that people have in government, the mistrust that the government created over the years through its various policies of alienation and disempowerment, he added. Afenifere argued that from the foregoing, it could be stated without equivocation that the majority of the crowd Adesina talked about will be those curious to see whether their presence and prayers could make Mr. President to see that they are suffering and in need of benign policies from the government. Femi Adesina, you're a disappointment to your generation unborn. Oh my goodness. Your grandkids will one day read this from you. Spaghetti from 120 naira 2015 to 450 naira today. My salary from 120,000 to 140,000. Look at the ratio. You will know no happiness. Oh my God, this is so brutal. I want to know. Oh my God, I can't just continue with this comment. I can't. When a man enjoys free food during his crunch time, don't blame him when he drunkenly continues to praise his benefactor. When Femi comes, as I tell you, he will sing a new song as that glutton. Oh my goodness. As Femi Fanikayode is doing now, hunger can make someone call one a brother. Afenifere is only bias, but what Adesina said of comparing President Buhari with the former leaders is not wrong. He can reduce his capacity to compare him with some of those mentioned. For example, Buhari is executive president unlike Zik, who was only ceremonial president, not to talk of Awolowo, who was only prime minister of Nigeria. Why did Adesina not mention Ahmedu Bello, Alhaji Tafawa Balewa, no say Alhaji Aminu Kano? Okay. Sycophants is taken to another level. Femi must be the most hated Nigeria for this. He is very pitiful. There is this adage of my people that when loosely translated into English says that the civil service hat is only one at the back of the head, so that when it falls off, the wearer moves on with his life. It succinctly explains the ephemeral nature, I beg your pardon, of attractions of power. It does not last forever. However, Femi has taken his civil servant cap as his entire attire. He forgets that one day it will fall off and his nakedness will be exposed. You do not stop a child from putting his fingers into burning coal. He will certainly know the outcome of the adventure by itself. Femi was at the time making the statement was having a mouth diarrhea, nothing short of that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Buhari is the worst president Nigeria will ever produce. Economic problems, employment problems, security problems, bigot problems, segregation problems, nepotism problems, education and health problems. But Adesina is saying he's the best president because of his stomach. Sad. And where was Adesina during the regime of Awolowo and Azikiwe to compare their time with President Buhari regime? I wouldn't know. If you ask me, I do not know who I will ask. Adesina is one of the politicians that would need to seek refuge in other countries when Nigeria finally divide. It takes two to tango. He's a failure, and that is why he's comparing a failure to great men of history. For this a response, oh my God, it becomes very necessary for his wife to cancel him on what he now says, or what and how he says things. These people, they are cracking me up. They are simply not in the same class. This comment by Adesina is an indication of shallow thought. What an insult. Provocative to say the least. This one will sell his mother for crumbs and peanuts. Haba, the great Awo or Zeke to the senile. Oh my God. The senile literate nepotistic herdsman. This Femi guy is truly deluded. While Nigeria has witnessed the worst of the worst in every sphere of life, he is busy comparing Zeke and Awolowo with this person. It is very sad. It is very sad. Afenifere are just being diplomatic, those who hired crowds of 100 Nigerians, period. How can a sane man do this type of comparison? Even the children know that the difference is clear as 7-Up. These people are really, really cracking me up. Oh my God. Femi Adesina needs to be ignored and pitied for his outburst against Chief Awolowo, particularly meaning someone